So setting the flags at 3.5 foot centers. The flags are marking where the ground posts are going. Diagonals are within about 1 inch, half an inch thereabouts. You can see how he eyeballed it in at 10 degrees. It's about 10 degrees. That's all you need. It just gives some lateral support so you're not going to pull it out with the high wind loads. Don't have to be perfect on that. They'll still fit in just fine. Hey, I wanted to show you how to build a truss for the commercial high tunnel kit. This is a Gothic high tunnel, so you need to actually have this at a slight angle. So let me just show that to you. And what you would normally do, I'm at a customer's job site right now, just showing how to do one truss. Normally what you'd want is a 3 points of contact that give a nice plane when you're doing this. In this case, we just jerry-rig something because I want to show really quick how to do this, okay? So we'll make one truss and then all the other trusses can kind of match the same profile. So you notice here how we have like about a 1/2 inch or 3/8 gap. But what that does is it gives this nice angle that allows the snow to shed better. And what adds even more to that is these top truss connectors we use here. When you mount them, they have bolt holes, and we do provide bolts with this kit that go through these holes. But the reality is, when I'm in the field building a greenhouse, a lot of times I'll just use 4 self-drilling screws per side. Let me show you what I mean by that. It gives ample strength for that. And you can see I still have a gap here on top. On the bottom it's touching, but on the top it's this about a 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch gap. Gives you a perfect slope. So I've lined that up about evenly. I'm going to drive this in. There's that screw. Let me get another one in. I actually had that pre-drilled to make it easier. So now I'm going to put another one in here. And brace clips mount fairly conveniently right over the metal like this. Then you can bend them into place. And we position these so the bottom is about 100 inches from where the swaged bend is right here. Not the end, but where the swaged bend is. So measure 100 inches along here to that point, and that's where you mount these. I'll show you how to actually measure where to put those brace clips. And so this is the end here of this tape measure. I'm going to put it down here at the transition, right at the transition. So I'm going to put it there, and then you're going to measure about 100 inches up, 8 feet 4 inches. So 6 feet, 8 feet, so I'm 8 feet 4 inches right there, 8 feet 4 inches right there. So I'm going to measure the bottom of that, so the very bottom, and then you go ahead and put a screw in. Just to show you, this is the horizontal member. This is 19 feet long. We hooked it up to that brace clip over there. And then what you do is just put it in the middle. One thing you got to do is just bend these together a little bit first. So bend those down. And then, come on, there we go. Hey, I wanted to point out something. So because of the angle of the hoop that it intersects this horizontal truss member, sometimes when the factory produces these, the holes are a little bit offset, resulting in one side being a little wider than the other. And what that results in is some interference there. It's not a big deal. You can take a composite saw and cut it, but honestly, most of the time I don't even worry about it. I have the top truss connector on this side. What the owner wanted is to build one for the end wall, and here's just a simple trick. If while you're doing this, you go ahead and install the horizontal member and install it on your end wall, you will have to take down that horizontal member, the truss member, because there's no trussing on the end walls. You're going to use the 40mm square tubing to go ahead and frame that in. But the benefit of doing it this way is that it maintains its hoop, its size. So it puts you down 2 of these. You're not going to be able to do all the trusses, build them at the same time, but you can get, 9 of them done, and then you can take that off and continue on the backside, if that makes sense. So, get like, I don't know, 9 of them, put your purlins up so you can square it all up and then complete the rest of the hoops later. And this is just, an option. You can do it however you want to. I've done it both ways. Personally, it works. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this because this is going to go on the end. Normally you want these to stick out, but if you're on the end, one of these needs to be in like this so that you don't have to cut this off. Otherwise you have to cut it off because it'll be protruding outside the polycarbonate. So I'll go ahead and mount that right now. And you can see we have a nice gap there. It's a good 1/2 of an inch. It's perfect. This is exactly how you want it. I'm going to line it up so it's just perfect. That's perfect there. And what this does is it creates a really good I-beam. It's a little saggy this way, so what I'm going to do here, if you want to you can actually go way down there and just, there you go. Lift it up so it's perfectly plain. Or can you lift it up more? Okay, that works. Keep it right there. Perfect. You get a couple more in, it'll make it rock solid. Okay, that's it. You're done. So that's the truss. That's how you do it. Don't put the diagonals on. So you have the diagonals coming here from the center, either side. Don't put the diagonals on until you're done with the greenhouse. That's the last thing that goes up. If you do that before you have things mounted, when you're putting on the purlins and stuff, the truss just can't move. It's too tight.